and today we were going to read The Bearenstain Bears and the Prize Pumpkin. First prize, second prize, third prize are none. At Thanksgiving time, more than a contest is won. Pumpkins are just like everything else in nature, said Papa Bear, as he and the cubs finished weeding the pumpkin patch. No two of them are exactly alike. That's for sure, agreed Brother. Look at the funny flat one, or that lumpy one over there. Then there was the giant, which is what Papa had named the one that just seemed getting bigger and bigger. Why is it that no two things are exactly alike? Asked Sister Bear. It's just the way nature is, said Papa. Time to wash up for supper, called Mama Bear from the treehouse steps. What about Queenie and McBear's twin brothers? Asked Sister. They certainly look a lot alike, but I've noticed that Mrs. McBear can tell them apart quite easily. In you go, said Mama, shooing her family into the house. But Sister didn't go right in. She stood on the stoop for a moment and looked over at Bear Country. It was well into the fall, so the days were getting shorter. Halloween had come and gone. Pretty soon the Bears would start thinking about Christmas. But right now, Bear Country was aglow in the setting sun. Farmer Ben's well-kept farm looked especially fine, with its baled hay, corn shocks, and pumpkins casting long shadows. I guess nature's pretty amazing, Sister said as she looked over the beautiful scene. It's the most amazing thing there is, said Mama Bear. Come on in now. In you go. Farmer Ben's farm sure looks beautiful in the setting sun, said Sister as the family sat down for supper. Humph, said Papa grumpily. Farmer Ben's not so much. Not such a much, said Mama. Why, Ben is the finest farmer in Bear Country. And besides, he's one of your best friends. That may be so, said Papa. But earlier today he came by and said, nice little pumpkin patch you got there, Papa. What he said is true, said Mama, especially compared to his fields and fields of pumpkins. That may be so, grumped Papa. I don't like the way he said it. He sort of chuckled. My patch may be small, but the giant is big. It may be the biggest and best in all of Bear Country. What do you think about that? I think you're being oversensitive, said Mama. Come on, Cubs. Let's clear the table so the Cubs can do their homeworks. Brother and Sister sighed as they spread their books on the table. What's that all about? Asked Papa. Oh, I was just thinking, said Brother. With Halloween over and Christmas almost 2 months away, there's nothing to look forward to. That's right, added Sister. Nothing except lots of homework. Oh, is that so? Protested Mama Bear. It just so happens there is something to look very important to look forward to. A very special holiday called Thanksgiving. That's what we give thanks for the wonderful... Your Mama's absolutely right, interrupted Papa. He noticed in the evening paper it said, don't forget this year's Thanksgiving festival. Entry blanks for the big pumpkin contest available at City Hall. Thanksgiving is a very important holiday, especially this year because we're going to enter the giant in the pumpkin contest and beat the pants off Farmer Ben. But Papa, he's a professional, said Brother. He's won the contest 10 years in a row. All the more reason to teach him a lesson. Come on, let's go and check on the heavyweight pumpkin champion of Bear Country, he said. Now it was Mama's turn to sigh. Thanksgiving was about giving thanks, not beating the pants off Farmer Ben. Isn't it a beauty, Papa said after they admired the giant. Across the roads they could see a field of Ben's pumpkins. There were lots of fine ones, but none that measured up to the giant. "There's homework to be done," called Mama Bear from the house. As they left, the cubs asked Papa, "Aren't you coming in?" "Nope," he said. "I'm going to stay right here and watch the giant grow." And it did. It grew bigger and rounder and oranger every day. When Pop and the Cubs went to City Hall to get an entry blank for the contest, they saw the place where the winning pumpkin would get on display. "We can't lose," said Papa. In their mind's eye, they could see their pumpkin in the place of honor. Mama tried to remind them what Thanksgiving was really all about, but every time she did, Papa would interrupt. "You'll have to excuse me, my dear," he said. "It's time to water the giant." He not only watered it on a regular schedule, he gave it special plant food, he also covered it with a blanket at night and tucked it in against the cold. One afternoon, the Cubs got off the school bus with something important to tell Papa, but they were stopped in their tracks with what they saw. He was talking to the giant. Mama explained that Papa had bought a book from swindler Raffish Wealth about how to encourage your plants to grow by talking to them. "Well," said Brother, "I suppose it can't do any harm." "Sure could harm his reputation," said Sister, "if anyone saw him talking to a pumpkin." Papa," Brother Bear said. "A cub at school told me he went on class trip to Ben's farm and saw some pretty big pumpkins. Especially one really big that Ben calls the monster." "We've got to look at it," said Papa. That evening, Papa and the cubs climbed through the fence into Farmer Ben's field. They saw good-sized pumpkins, but none that matched the giant. "Maybe it's behind the barn," whispered Papa. Suddenly a light shone on them, and they heard Ben shout, "Prowlers in the pumpkin field! Get me my pitchfork!" They got out there so fast that Pa tore his overalls climbing through the fence. "What have you been up to?" asked Mama when they got home. "Nothing much," said Papa. "Just strolling through the moonlight." The weekend before Thanksgiving arrived, and it was time for the festival. The Bear family got there just in time. The pumpkin judging was about to begin. There were many fine pumpkins in that contest, but Papa was sure that none could measure up to the giant until he saw the monster. It was at least as big and round and orange as his pumpkin, and maybe, just maybe, a little bigger, rounder, and oranger. The Bears waited nervously while the judges studied, measured, weighed, and then studied, measured, and weighed some more. Finally, they made their announcement. "The first prize winner, and still champion." Of course, that meant Farmer Ben had won. It was close. It turns out Ben's monster was just a little bigger, rounder, and oranger than Papa's giant. But that wasn't the worst of it. Giant didn't even come in second. A beautiful pumpkin grown by Ms. McGree's won second prize. The giant came in third. Papa and the cubs were crushed and very quiet as they pushed their third prize winner home. It wasn't until they reached the crest of the hill that overlooked Bear Country that Mama decided to have her say. "I know you're disappointed, but a third prize is nothing to be ashamed of. Besides, Thanksgiving is about contests and prizes. It's about giving thanks, and it seems to me that we have a lot to be thankful for." Perhaps it was Mama's lecture, or maybe how beautiful Bear Country looked in the sunset's rosy glow. But whatever the reason, Papa and the cubs began to understand what Mama was talking about. Even so, more on Thanksgiving Day, after the Bears gave thanks for this wonderful meal they were about to enjoy, Sister Bear gave her own special thanks. "I'm thankful," she said, "that we didn't win first prize. If we had, the giant would be on display in front of City Hall instead of being part of the yummy pies we're about to have for dessert." As the laughter faded and the Bears thought about the blessings of family, home, friends, and neighbors, They knew deep in their hearts there was no question about it. Indeed, there was a great deal to be thankful for. So, that was a Thanksgiving type story, but it's in the books about Halloween. Very interesting. Well, see you next time.